What's going on, guys? Chandler here. So this is going to be my new segment on my YouTube channel called First Listen Review that is taken from my $5 tier full album reactions. So I reacted the entire album, and then at the very end I give my overall thoughts and initial thoughts and a score on the album as a whole. So again, if you do like what you see and want to support the channel going forward, head over to patreon.com/ChandlerBurtonEntertainment. This is exclusive to the $5 tier. Again, you get a full album reaction, review, and a whole bunch of other perks as well if you guys are interested. And again, there's always a link down below in the description and in the pinned comment. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the review, and thank you all so much for watching. Alright, my friends, again, Nickelback, Get Rollin', 10th studio album. It's only 11 songs on here, so not too bad, and the album's about 41 minutes and 45 seconds, so pretty good length for an album here. Again, this album's been getting pretty decent reviews. Even the people that don't seem to like Nickelback are going like, yeah, this album's pretty dang catchy, which is good enough for me. Again, I've always enjoyed this band. It's not just because I'm almost 30 that I enjoy Nickelback. I enjoyed Nickelback since I was like in middle school, like 6th grade, I don't know, man. I just like them, and people always criticize me for it because, again, I hate bands like Five Finger Death Punch, but I enjoy Nickelback. So I guess I guess I'm just a hypocrite. Well, let's go on and pop it off here. Again, Nickelback, Get Rollin' in 3, 2, and 1.
A few moments later.
Just one more. Just one more. Alright, my friends, we just got done jamming the entire Nickelback album, Get Rollin', man. It's funny, Nickelback reminds me of, when a metalcore band, tries to do, a butt rock song, and that entire album is just, it's what Nickelback is. For example, Wage War did Me Against Myself. That just reminds, just imagine that, but it's just all Nickelback. That's what Nickelback does. They just, that's what it seems like to me, which is always very interesting, but I'm excited to talk about it, man. So my first listen review is coming up next, so stick around for that. Alright, my friends, we just got done jamming Nickelback and their new album, Get Rollin'. Again, just jammed the entire thing here. I enjoyed it, man. I actually was going to do a troll review, just going praising everything about it, saying this is the most perfect album ever created. Nickelback's the best band of all time, 10 out of 10, every song is perfect here. But I feel like I shouldn't do that. I feel like I should just give my honest opinion on it. Again, I'm not trolling people when I say I like Nickelback, but I'm not gonna do the troll review like I thought I was going to do. But going into the first listen review, this review may be a little bit different just because, again, Nickelback is such a big band. They don't really need to change their sound by any means to kind of stay relevant, they're already super successful. They make so much money. So for me saying this band needs to change this to become better, Nickelback is already leaps and bounds ahead of everybody. And so what I'm going to say probably isn't going to matter in the long run, but I just got to be honest with the way I review albums. But overall, I like the album. I thought it was pretty good. I would say number one, the biggest pro is that it's just a fun listen. Every song on this album is fun. While there's nothing really entirely special about this, and we will talk about that in the cons, I just thought it was a fun listen. There's some songs on here that were really fun to listen to. Listen to San Quentin again, Vegas Bomb, Horizon, Steel Still Hurts, Just Heaven Know You're Missing. They're just fun to listen to. They're just easy going rock songs, and I enjoy it. And I mean, I think that's gonna really help a lot of people when they want something a little bit lighter to listen to. I will say this as well, some of the songs on this album, man, some of the riffs actually rip. Again, Vegas Bomb is the perfect example of this is catchy, and the riffs and the guitar solos are sick. I'll say riffs and guitar solos are just, they're some of them are really good, really stand out on this album. Dang, you guys are doing this better than some metal bands, to be honest. So props to them. I thought it was super sick. And then I would say the last pros, the songs are well put together. I mean, again, this is their 10th studio album, and again, I feel like if they didn't have their songs really well put together by this time, I think people would be a little bit concerned that they're losing their edge a little bit here. But even though there are a few songs on this album that I don't necessarily love, I can admit and say that they are very well put together songs. So the cons that I have with this album here, I would say, number one, again, this is with every Nickelback album. This album is no different than any other Nickelback album that I've heard, except for like one thing. We'll talk about that at the very end. Some of the lyrics on this album are really cringe. Like, and again, that's like with every Nickelback album. Sometimes you're like, it sounds cool. Like like Skinny Little Missy is a perfect example of a song sounding really cool. Like the guitar work on it is really good. Chad's voice sounds fantastic, but then you just get in some of the lyrics and I'm just like, how can they think this is okay? Like, this is so bad. And I'm just like, then you have other, like, the thing is though, they always have like the heartfelt songs like Those Days, Does Heaven Know You're Missing, that are kind of the softer ballads. Then you got San Quentin and Vegas Bomb that are kind of the heavy hitters. While the lyrics still aren't great, they're a little bit better. And then they kind of just fill these songs with just like either predictable like lyrics or just really cringy lyrics, and that not even in like an enjoyable way. So that's, again, that's always a negative for me when it comes to Nickelback. Some of the lyrics, I'm like, I don't know how they think this is okay to put onto an album. Another thing I will admit is that there is, as I said, there's nothing special about this album. This is a typical straightforward rock album. If you love Nickelback back in the early 2000s, you're gonna like it now. Like, there is no evolution of change with this band. And again, they don't need to, because they are super successful and they're super rich and they don't need to change anything. And that, to me, that's fine. And again, like me trying to critique, like, Nickelback needs to do this to be a little bit better to do this. And I remember people thinking San Quentin's going to be like a metalcore song. I'm like, you guys are ridiculous. They're not going metalcore. It's not going to happen. But that would have been really cool. But yeah, there's nothing special about this album. I enjoy it. And, you know, there's just nothing crazy about this album. And then I would say the third thing, again, it's really predictable. It's either predictable or it's just really, like, just repetitive in some parts. Like, you know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be verse, chorus, bridge, outro. Like, that's exactly how all the songs are put together. While some songs do sound a little bit different, every song has the exact same structure, and it can get a little boring at times. But again, overall, I still enjoy the album. Those are just some cons that stuck out to me. My top 3 favorite songs from this album here, I would say number 1 is Vegas Bomb. That song was a lot of fun, man. Again, good riffs, good singing, okay lyrics, and a really cool guitar solo as well. I thought that song was super, super sick. Definitely my favorite on the album for sure. I also like Still Rust. That's definitely a tongue twister here. I love the chords where he just kind of belts, and again, it's kind of repetitive, but for this one kind of worked for me. I thought it was really cool. And I would also say Horizon is another standout for me here. Again, kind of going back to the chords where it's kind of a wordy chorus, but it just worked. It kind of reminds me of like A Villain by Bad Omens, where it's a really wordy chorus, but it's still like really good and catchy and memorable. I think Horizon definitely has one of the best choruses on the album. And again, I love San Quentin and I love like High Time. As much cheesy as those songs are, I do love those songs. And again, those are the top 3 songs that stuck out to me on the first initial listen. Again, man, I enjoyed the album. Again, I've been a Nickelback fan since, like, middle school. Like, Never Made It As It Was Meant. Like, I love those songs, you know. I don't think they're ever going to hit something as iconic as that song. But overall, man, this album was just a fun listen. It had good rock elements here, had those heartfelt songs that you know Nickelback to do. It is catchy. I think it is a little bit softer than some of their other albums. I will say, I said in the beginning that it's a little bit different in one way, is that I do feel like it's a little bit, like the last half is a little bit softer than most Nickelback stuff. So again, you still have those heavy hitters, I guess you could say, but definitely a little bit more chill near the end, and I think that's actually pretty cool. This album, again, people who like Nickelback are gonna love it. Again, they're super successful. This album definitely probably won't make a top 10 album of the year. I am actually working on that as we speak, and I think this album was a good listen, but nothing that's gonna blow me out of the water for years to come. I may put a few songs on my playlist, and again, I really do enjoy Nickelback for what it is, but this one was just, it was okay. It was fine. Nothing too insanely crazy, but overall, I liked it. I'm gonna give Nickelback Get Rollin' a 7 out of 10. Again, songs like Vegas Bomb, I can't wait to listen to it again and just have a good time jamming it out, but overall, man, not a miss, not a hit, just right down the middle for me when it comes to this album.